Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's video. My name is Eve, Spiritual Intuitive, a guiding coach, bringing you videos to support your soul's journey here on earth and your spiritual wellness. In today's video, I would like to talk about trust. Not our trust in other people, but the trust we have in ourselves. And this also includes belief in ourselves. So how is that looking for you in your life? I'm currently writing my first book, and there is a chapter about self-trust. Well, basically the whole book is based on self-trust and being our own guide, our own higher wisdom, and trusting in that information that we receive from within. As I'm writing this book and editing this particular chapter about trust, I happen to have an interaction with someone who made me feel very out of trust with myself. They made me feel like I had to second guess myself, that I can't believe in my own intelligence and abilities to make decisions for myself. I'm not going to say who this person was, but this person is somebody who has a huge impact on my life. And unfortunately, as we are growing up, our belief in ourselves and our self-trust comes from outside of ourselves initially, from our parents, a major influence in our life, a sibling, teachers, whoever that may be. But as we are young, we learn about this thing called self-trust. And if we're not taught properly, we can be influenced and raised to believe that we cannot rely on our own wisdom and our own intuition and our own experiences or our own inner wisdom. So we have struggles throughout our lives. We struggle to make small decisions. Should I have pizza or tacos tonight? Well, I don't know. I don't know what's best for me. Or when it comes to making major decisions, should I stay with this person or is it time for me to move on? And it really becomes so excruciating because you're not able to trust in your own decision-making abilities. You don't trust yourself to know that if you make the wrong decision, that you'll be able to handle the fallout, the consequences, and be able to pick up the pieces. Or if there's an endeavor that you are pursuing, do you truly believe that you can accomplish this? Deep within myself, I know that I can do a lot of things, and I trust and know this about myself. But this recent incident with this person that I spoke with today helped me to recall where my lack of self-trust comes from. And this person wasn't intending to make me feel this way. It wasn't their intention. In fact, they were doing nothing but trying to express love and concern for me. But instead, it ended up making me feel very similar to when I was growing up. So this sudden flash came into my head like, hey, that's where my own personal lack of self-trust comes from, is the way this person was communicating with me and treating me. They were treating me as if I did not have any kind of intelligence or any kind of common sense or any ability to make decisions for myself. They had no trust in that, in me. So I had no trust in myself. Of course, I've come a long way. I've always worked very hard on this and still struggle with it a little bit today. I'm terrible at making quick decisions, and it's probably because of that. Now, I know all of our circumstances are different. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different reasons for coming to a place of lack of trust. But if you're watching this video right now, it's important for you to leave with something very important. And that is, you can always trust yourself more than anyone else. You can trust yourself and your higher wisdom, your inner knowing, your intuition, more than you can trust your best friend, a sibling, your therapist, because you know you more than anybody else does. You know your deep desires and your darkest fears. You know what you want to achieve in life. You know your heart and your mind. Nobody knows that better than you. So learning to trust yourself is extremely important. And when you don't trust yourself, it makes life so difficult. You may be wondering, well, what if I make the wrong decision? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I take the wrong action? That's when you really need to trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. You can handle difficult situations. You can manage with difficult people. You can make difficult decisions. And you can clean up any mess that happens if you happen to make the wrong decision. We need to learn to trust ourselves. I'm going to pull a couple of cards for us today from the Inner Realms Tarot deck. I intended for this to be a hypnosis/coaching session, but I picked up a deck and I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to trust myself. And where all this comes from is basically, sometimes we don't have someone to turn to, or if we do have someone to turn to, or many people to turn to, perhaps they're not available. Or perhaps you're feeling particularly vulnerable and unable to share a certain situation that you're going through. Sometimes we have to just completely rely on our own selves, our own wisdom, our own intuitions, our own spiritual guidance. So let me pull some cards around this. So if you're going through a challenging time right now, if you're dealing with a difficult person, if you're having to make a difficult decision, if you're dealing with some consequences from some kind of fallout from something that you did, keep watching. Let's see what the cards reveal for us today. I don't have a perfect place to shuffle these, so I'm just going to shuffle them. Nice shuffle here. So we can do many things to practice trusting ourselves. And one of those things is remembering. Now, just take this with a grain of salt. But just imagine if there was no wrong answer or no wrong action. No matter what you do, there's going to be just consequences. So make that decision, take that action, and just know that there is no wrong, but there is always consequences. There are always consequences. Now let me pull some cards here and stop talking for a minute. So this was a very important subject for me to bring up, because not only was I writing about it, but the person that I spoke with on the phone really brought up some intense feelings around it. And then, of course, I asked Spirit what this video would be about. And all this came up. So, all right, this one's faced up. I'm not going to pull that one. Okay, so I've got 4 cards here for us today from the Inner Realms Tarot. Ooh, wow. So this is one of the most beautiful cards in the tarot. It is the World. And it is in the upright position. See that beautiful sparkling diamond right there? I feel like that is your North Star, and I also feel like that is your soul. Joy, achievement, enrichment, and success. That feels like such a fabulous, fabulous place to be. So I feel like when we trust ourselves, it's fine to get information from outside sources, to get opinions, to get feedback. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes down to it, you're ultimately the one who's going to take that action or make that decision. But trust your own wisdom before anyone else's. And I think when you follow that, when you follow your own inner truth, it brings you better consequences. And you cannot blame anyone else but yourself. So no matter what happens, you get to reap the rewards of that action, decision, or whatever it is. Or you get to deal with the consequences, which is always a positive thing because you get to learn from your mistakes and you grow. So our next card is the Four of Wands, but we have this in reverse. So in the upright position, here it is, Four of Wands. And this is interesting because on this card, there's also the word joy. So both the World card and the Four of Wands card both have the word joy. This is in reverse though. Joy, party, vitality, and invitation. So for me, this card feels like when we trust ourselves and believe in ourselves and we follow through with what we believe to be right, there's no guarantee that it's always going to be the right or perfect or best decision. We're just making the best decisions at that time. So there is no guarantee that the decision or action you take or make is always going to turn out to be the right one or the most beneficial one. It could actually be the wrong one. But it is most important that you're trusting yourself to handle the fallout or the consequences of your decisions. The next card we have is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, where we have, let me show this card to you, reward, progress, investment, assessment, rewards, and evaluation. So I feel this is also in reverse. This is also telling us that it's interesting because you could think that you're actually making the best decision for yourself. And so you trust yourself. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you're always right. And you're not going to always get what you expect or hope. But you have to trust that you're capable of dealing with the situation. So I feel like the messages continue to be the same with these cards. But in the end, you only have you to be grateful for or to blame for the mistakes or successes from your own decisions. So the next card is the Page of Wands. Creative, daring, inventive, passion. When we were children, when we first came out into this world, into this physical world in this lifetime, we had with us all the resources that we needed to thrive in this world. It wasn't until our external influences, our parental guidance, support, or lack thereof, started to condition what we thought about ourselves, what we think, how we trust and believe in ourselves. That has never left you. It's just been layered with other people's stuff. That trust and belief in the self is always there. You have to practice returning back to that trust of when you were first brought into this world. Practice it with little decisions, then move on to medium decisions, then bigger decisions. Practice making quicker decisions by perhaps giving yourself a timeline or a set time to make a decision so that we're not lingering on, going back and forth in our heads, going round and around, asking everybody we know, what should we do? Setting a set time to make decisions, learning to make quicker decisions, and learning to make small, medium, and large decisions are all ways to practice. So what decision do you have to make? What action do you need to take? What endeavor are you pursuing? Whatever it is, trust yourself, believe in yourself. You're your own best friend. You are your own number one fan. You are your own guide. You can do this. I can do this. We all can do this. We have to trust and believe. So no matter how it turns out, you can handle it. You can deal with the consequences. You can pivot. You can make other decisions to make things right, to make things better. Important thing is that you make those decisions for yourself. You take those actions for yourself. You fearlessly step toward the things that you want to achieve. Right or wrong, let's see what happens. Let's find out. Let's set the fear aside and let's just give it a shot. So no matter what, it's always best for you to trust yourself. All right, guys, I know this video was kind of weird. I had a lot of things coming in at the same time. People were texting and calling. I had a cat walk through here. I don't know. I hope you got something out of this. I've been feeling a little weird these past couple of videos, but I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. I'm just moving with spirit, following their guidance, and hopefully what I'm sharing with you resonates with you. Please leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know the things that you would like for me to talk about, any kind of readings, meditations, hypnosis, or any kind of coaching that you would like to receive from these videos. If you want an in-person session or virtual session with me, you can contact me at the phone number, the email, or the website in the description below. My website is spiritualintuitive.guide, where you can learn more about me and my work and also schedule a session with me right there on the website. So don't forget to comment, like this video, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share it with your friends if you find this information useful for you. Please be well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.